Okay, we just picked up a new trail that runs up through here, but it comes down, right down over the edge. If you look at the topo map, you can see that there's just a slight little, 1 to 2 degree elevation that takes these deer down to the bottom. So it makes it easy for them. It's that path of least resistance, and sure enough, there's a trail coming right out of there climbing. So deer probably going down in the evenings and coming back up in the early morning to bed up here on some of these higher points. So we just walked down the hill from that leaning signpost rub that's right up there, and I walked down this hill because I wanted to check the top of these steeper areas. And there's a the top of a ditch right here, and here's a rub, and here is the faint little trail that a buck will use, because if you look back up here, you can see how open it is. But just down over the hill, in this particular spot, I would expect some sort of a southwest wind to be blowing for the deer to be on the side of this hill where the wind blows over the hill this way, and he can smell everything up here. And as he tops these ditches, he can see way out into over here. So this is just a real nice travel route here. We're gonna walk it back up. Okay, so now I've been probably 50 yards from where all those rubs were at, and this trail that comes through here, I'm now convinced that I was missing most of the traffic that was coming through here. So next year when I come back and put cameras in after the season opens, this is a spot that a camera will be on, because just the high concentration and volume of rubs that are over there. So you can see how well these trails show up in January. We're just gonna turn a tracker function on and walk this trail, which this is mainly gonna be a doe and young buck trail, but in some instances on very large pieces of public land, you can get these bucks that are unpressured. And if you only come in here once a year to really do a good job scouting, we're going to find that a lot of times these unpressured bucks don't mind traveling on the tops in daylight. And I'll show you some video that proves that, especially in the rut. But I see a couple of old rubs right over here on a lot of these different trees. There's a new rub that's on a small tree. I would expect it to be a small buck, but you can get unpressured big giant deer in these places if you leave them alone and cross your fingers that somebody else doesn't find them. But that could happen, and I even find that I do well in places that I do get a couple of guys on camera, because they're usually in one time and done. We're just going to keep walking and see what this tracker function shows us when we are able to get back home and zoom out on everything that we put on the map today. And so that's what we're doing. Beautiful day. It's a little bit chilly for me. I'm a South Georgia boy, but it's about 32 degrees up here, but the temperature's supposed to be dropping all day. So we'll just keep moving. That's the only thing we can do.